Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Friday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome. Good to see you. So let us mute this. And I know what I'm doing. All right. So I have an interesting one for us tonight. I have a little story to tell. I haven't told the story for a minute. Jenny, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Um, salam. So, oh man, I gotta tell you this. Tell you guys this. So I did a skit. I hadn't done a skit forever. It took me a while to do this skit, and it was kind of quick too. But I did a skit, and I did two other skits. Right. So I did two other skits, and then I was putting them all together. Guess what? The other two, I recorded them on mute, so I have to redo them. I literally have to redo both of them because there's no sound. And yeah, so it's actually one of them. It's the very first kind of this type of video I'm doing. I've never done a video like this ever before. And I was so excited to post it tonight. And I'm putting it together. I did the skit and I put that together, and I moved on to the second, and there's no sound. I was like, oh my god, my parents were here, so no way I could get it done tonight. So I gotta figure out how I had it on mute somehow. So anyway, enough on that. Let's get on with tonight. So tonight, I said that a line in the sand could teach you so much. Well, how do you mean, Sean? A scholar goes to a professor and says, "You know what, professor, or a guru. Let's call him a guru." He goes to a guru and says, "Hey, listen, I want something that I can hang on to, hold on to for the rest of my life. I want you to teach me something that will be I can apply it all of my life in all areas." And the guru says, "Okay." So he says, walk with me to the beach." They go to the beach, and the guru draws a line on the sand and says to the scholar, says, "Make this line bigger without touching the line." So the scholar sits there, glow, what's going on? So the scholar sits there and thinks about it and thinks about it and looks at the line and turns to the guru and says, "How am I supposed to make this any longer without touching it?" The guru says, "Well, if you don't know, I'm going to give you some time to go and think about it. You come back in a year." Well, a scholar comes back in a year, sees the guru again, and says, "I've been thinking for a year, and I still want something that I can hang on to, hold on to for the rest of my life, and I can apply it in all areas of my life. And so, what do you got?" Well, the guru takes him to the beach again and says, "Remember that line we drew on the sand?" He draws it again and says, "Make this line bigger without touching it." And the scholar is like, but this time is a little frustrated, right? I mean, he waited a whole year and comes back and gets the same thing, right? So he tells the guru says, hey, listen, I've been waiting for a whole year on this thing. I've been thinking about it. I've been running ideas in my head, and I just can't see how I can make this line longer or bigger without touching the line. I just don't see it. And I don't want to wait another year. I need the answer. And the guru says, all right, fair enough. He steps back, steps beside the line that he had drawn, and draws another line on the sand that's longer and bigger than the one he drew first. And then he tells the scholar, now step back. Now this line got bigger and longer. It made this one look smaller and shorter. The scholar is a bit confused, maybe you are too. And the guru says, now, before I tell you the takeaway here, when I heard this story, the original story that I heard, it actually gives a whole different takeaway. So if you hear the original story and you hear that takeaway, well, that's what I had heard too, but I definitely don't agree with it. I like the story a lot, but I don't like his takeaway at all. So I'm going to tell you my takeaway. Maybe I'll tell you his takeaway too, but I'll give you my takeaway. My takeaway is this. You can take a look at the problem. You can take a look at what you got in hand all day, every day, right? Excuse me. And you may not come up with the solution. Why? Because you are so narrow-minded and focused on that you are not thinking outside the box. See, nobody ever thought that if I draw something else beside this line, I could make this even bigger or shorter, depending on what I draw. So if you translate that into real life, you can say, hey, whatever I'm going through, right? Whatever I'm going through right now, something else could make this look what? Nothing. Like this was a piece of cake, right? I'll give you an example. I had knee surgery. And I had little guy as well. So I had to walk the little guy 3 times a day because he was diabetic. And no matter what, I had to walk him. So I had knee surgery, and I remember my dad helped me out for, I was supposed to be on crutches for 6 weeks, and I was off about 2.5 weeks because I just had to take care of the little guy, right? So now that was hard, and it was cold, man. It was, well, it's in California. Some of you are going to say, "Where are you?" Believe me, cold. It was winter time in Cali, raining, wind, all that stuff, and here I am doing that. And it was hard, right? But when I went through my wrist surgery, some of you know I had a wrist surgery, 2 wrist surgeries. I snapped my wrist. I ended up having 2 reconstructive wrist surgeries. The knee surgery, piece of cake, no problem, a breeze compared to what I went through with my wrist. So no matter what you got going on, right, something else could make what you got going on either, oh, this is nothing, or it can make this, oh man, it could never compare through what I went through with my wrist, right? So no matter what it is, the next thing can make this either, you know, more like attractive or more like, or just like, oh, right? And that same thing can really apply with an opportunity, with even a relationship, with anything, right? If you're in an opportunity right now, the next opportunity is always going to be what the grass. You've heard me say this hopefully many times. The grass is always greener on the other side. Don't get it twisted. The grass is greener on the other side. When you look from this side, on the other side, the grass is greener. But what happens is when you go to that side, you got to mow the lawn and water the grass. If you don't, it's going to look like your grass, which is which wasn't greener than the other grass. The other grass is greener because they freaking take care of it. You've heard, I think you may have heard me. I did a whole live on this whole grass is greener on the other side thing, and it's so weird because people always say, "Oh, it's the grass is green on the other side," and then they go there, right? And then after 2 3 months, it's like they find another thing, and the grass is greener on the other side, right? And they go there, and it's like, "Oh no, 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 this wasn't green." The other, it's like every time it's time to mow it and water it, they move on to another grass. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just the same thing. It could be in a relationship, and could be in jobs. So it's that's my takeaway, because sometimes you gotta step outside. A lot of times you gotta step outside and look at the whole picture, and really get creative, get out of the box, if you would, get you guys are commenting. Um, you got to think outside the box, right? Now, that was my takeaway. That's my takeaway. Now, with his takeaway, he was saying that, you know what, the drawing the line, his takeaway was that, you know what, you draw the line to push down other people in order for you to rise up. So, in order for you to be larger and get bigger, what you got to do in life, you got to push the other people down. Well, you guys know about my MVPs, yeah, my morals, values, and principles. Homie, don't play that game. That's just not my thing. I don't. I've done a live on the subject before. Oh, Jenny, much love for sharing. Thank you. Team Money. I don't know where he's at. I mean, we talk during the day, but I don't know where he's at in the lives. He's 3 hours ahead too. So, but he is not as committed as Jenny and Glow. That's for show, for show. So that's the thing. I kind of like my takeaway better, and maybe it's because it's my takeaway. But yeah. So maybe you can drop your takeaway, and sometimes I want to share this thought with you because I think this is important. When I ask you to drop your like takeaway or your feedback, I it doesn't have to be something that like you agree with me. You know what I mean? It's totally okay for you like not to agree with me. Um, I don't know why. No, I'm just kidding. But you can totally not agree with me and like share your thoughts and your feedback and takeaway, and then that's something that I would take a look. I would always um, read and try to see if hey, that makes sense to me or it doesn't make sense to me. It's another angle, right, that I haven't seen, and I'll either voice my opinion, say yay or nay, or and I'll give you a little secret. Okay, I'll give you a little secret. So Let me see. So if I have had people that have been, I haven't had that for a while now, but I did have a lot of people coming at me like 300 miles an hour, just really rough and tough and macho and just all weird comments and all kinds of stuff. So if you're somebody that I want to keep around, I'll give you a little secret. If you're I don't even know why I'm talking about this during this live, but I will. If and I suggest you do the same with your peeps. I would recommend the same thing. So if somebody's really hating on you, not disagreeing with you, that's totally different because that's open for discussion. You can talk about it. It's a good spice. It's a good flavor, right? Um, but if somebody's hating on you, like literally just hating on you, first of all, I would recommend you block them. But if it's somebody you want to keep around and they're just like being kind of funny, weird, funny, but they don't really like hate. So my comment, and I've done this with some friends before, and they know it, and they know it. Um, I would I would put haha, that haha emoji under. I would react to the comments with a haha emoji and no reply back. If I don't reply back to a comment, 9 out of 10 times it's because it's not even worth my time. Especially if I ha ha'd that comment. It's like ha ha, I'm moving on. So if I don't block. So but other than that, I would love to get other opinions because there's a lot of people that like chat with me, send men messages, and this is so weird because people watch the live or the replay. Dude, my dad's a mechanic. The other day gets on the phone with me. He goes, "Yeah, I watch you on Facebook." I'm like, "What the really?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Wow." Shout out to Ed if he's watching this. I don't know if he's watching this. That's funny though. But you never know, right? So you never know. But what I'm saying is that yeah, I love that because it opens up more ideas. I know my idea. Now here's another thing. I'll share with you. I know my thoughts and my ideas are very different. I know most of the thoughts that I have are not what you hear from everybody else. I know that. Like I know that already. So not everybody has to agree with everything I say. It would be really nice if they did. Just kidding. Not really. But well, look at me. I'm getting no room for hate. There is enough of that. I think it's jealousy. Oh, maybe. Thank you, Glow, for the stars. It could be all kinds of stuff. I don't know. But, if yeah. So I know most of my ideas are very unique and they're just really like mine. But yeah, not everybody has to agree. I mean, look at all my exes. They don't agree with me. Who knows? If Ed watches this, they may be watching this. God knows. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, I completely digressed to North Pole tonight, but I'm kind of done. So with that, hopefully you guys got some love. I'm not a big fan of putting other people for you to rise up. We've talked about that. That's not part of my MVPs, my morals, values, and principles. But I definitely am a big fan of you stepping back. I've talked actually about this in a few lives. Stepping back, kind of getting an overall view, looking at everything from an outside, and thinking outside the box. That's huge, huge important. So, and that you can apply in all areas of your life. With that, hopefully you guys get some love, some inspiration, some value. Drop your takeaways below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, if you feel like this is worthy of sharing. Now, sometimes you can't really share I heard you can't really share on profile because it may screw up like your algorithms. So if that's the case, just tag the people, tag them to the clip if you think it would help them. So with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.